Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday again, and welcome back in for Game 2 of the Skyward Sword Randomizer Season 3 Tournament Winners Bracket Semifinals between Gymnast86 and YourAverageLink. Once again, tracking our baseball and echo, and alongside me is Sledge on commentary. If you're watching this later on YouTube, had a little bit of a hiccup. Gymnast's PC crashed 8 minutes into the race. The runners decided to restart the race. So we are back again. It was a little hectic, little chaotic, but thank you all for bearing with us. How are you, Sledge?
I am doing okay. I'm gonna say hi to potentially future me watching this on the YouTube channel. I do like to watch them back, but yeah. Once again, we have got two very experienced runners, and this could be very close. So yeah.
Yeah, like we said, game 1 came down to 4 minutes, which is one of the closest races we've had in the tournament. As we said again, we're going to repeat some of this because we want YouTube to know this is the rematch of the Season 2 Grand Finals, which YourAverageLink won. Gymnast won the Season 1 tournament. Both very good runners, both very experienced. Gymnast kind of dominated the qualifiers. YourAverageLink got here by beating Mario Runner in the first round and Sledge in the second round. Maybe we will get the mythical Season 3 linear mining facility seed this time. We'll see.
I don't know what that place is. I've heard myths about this mining facility, but I keep hearing about this ancient system instead.
I know. Someone's going to do the statistical analysis of this season. It'll be funny.
I would love to see it, actually, yeah.
Yeah. We're down to about 10 seconds. So, yeah, they're going to get underway. We'll see where their random spawn is and some hints and dungeons very early.
Gym and oops. Okay, where are we dropping? Boko base.
LMF, AC, and Sandship.
Okay, well, we did get LMF.
Thunderhead, Skyloft, Village, and Sealed Grounds.
Alright, so this time we've got Elden Star and a bottle. So definitely a lot more open than last time.
And one thing in Lower Boko base, we have not seen what their starting item is here.
Just chest on cliff and then potentially bone bridge behind it so far.
Yeah.
It's not a B-wheel item.
Yeah, so it'll be hard. It's not harp either because it's not popping up on the user interface. So it's fire. It's digging mitts with an Elden start. You really like that.
And
although you are gonna have to do things kind of slowly. You said, that is really nice.
Yeah,
because you are gonna full clear Magma Turf, and that sword is really important.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna be and a Triforce, okay.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna be staying here for definitely at least 10 more minutes.
Yeah, they're gonna clear everything except there's some checks that you need a beetle for, but they're basically gonna full clear the rest. I mean,
surprised none of them didn't go for the rupee at the very start from there. Maybe they're
I think they're gonna peek it from here because you can get it when you go climb the slope, and it's a
that's
rupee.
fair. Oh, Jim didn't peek it.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, did he? No,
yeah, you can see it in the back of the cutscene.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because that definitely saves time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so gonna see them go into Magma Turf.
A rarity with an Elden start in these settings, actually having the ability to kill the Bokos faster the first time.
Yeah. With the
And
Mogma Turf start, it's very easy to greed for more items.
is that
for
another sword?
That is, it looks like a sword, yeah.
And a rupee maybe, or a treasure? I know, in Redblitz the meme was Elden loaded, but wow.
We've got not too many items that will affect other things just yet. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
on the other hand, you're not going to complain about a sword and a Triforce at the start.
Yeah, not going to complain about sword, Triforce, and mitts.
Yeah. Technically, the upper part of Elden Volcano is not in logic, but these runners are going to know how to skip that.
Yeah, there's a stutter sprint you can do. They definitely know how to do that. Yeah. So, yeah. Does Yao know that he has mitts?
He does not.
He just pinged Mogmaturf and then left. That is not good.
Yeah, he'll find out when he gets to the sky. I'm sure.
This is why I don't even just use my B wheel at the start. I just go into the inventory just to make sure that I don't forget.
He's going to be kicking. And there's an amber tablet. Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to be too happy about that one.
Yeah, that's like a solid 30-ish seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, amber tablet with nothing. Best you're really going to get out of that is like the 3 checks in pirates, so definitely want to look for more Lanayru items.
Oh yeah, I mean you want a bomb bag typically, at least before you go into Lanayru.
Or claw shot.
Because there's a lot. I mean, claw shots are the dream in any seed at the start.
Yeah. And that's Bellows.
Hey, it's an LF seed, so the bellows are useful.
This is true. We can also... It's slow, but we can get the bell now, and we can do Malara.
Yeah. Well, Skyloft Village was dead.
Oh yeah, Skyloft Village was dead. Oops.
Yeah. So we're about to see Jim do a stutter sprint up this slope to basically get the timing with this Bokoblin right. If you run straight up, the Bokoblin will kick you. If you do this stutter sprint to run up slowly, he will grab another rock, which lets you slip past him.
Yeah, that stutter sprint... Okay, scale. That stutter sprint is hard, because you kind of have to almost come to a stop. It's not like the Earth Temple stutter sprints where you're rhythmically doing it. With this one, you have to, like, almost stop, so it's hard to control.
Yeah. That is Keep Wielder's Reward dead.
That is very nice to see for both of these runners early on, I'm sure.
Yes. That's... The Keep Wielder's Reward hint is... It is probably the slowest check in these settings. Like...
It's definitely the most avoided one by the most amount of people.
Yeah, of the places that are not always hinted, it's the slowest.
Yeah.
Just technically, I mean, Fledge
key is pretty slow.
That's fair. That might be slower, actually.
But yeah, like if there's one check that like an S3 runner is just gonna avoid every seed, it's gonna be that one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're probably gonna see both runners do the out of bounds trick here.
Yeah, it will save like 30 seconds.
Speedrunners.
Yeah, they've both ran HD, which has this trick, and they definitely both know about it.
That is lower bumble wall has a bottle not required.
Okay, so that's bomb locked. So we still don't know how useful our bottle that we have is right now.
Yeah, because if this bottle just locks Farron access, or access to this
Hmm.
chest.
But you do become more suspicious of if it's not required because it's locked by something, or if it's just straight up not required anyway.
Yeah, like I think you're still gonna do Oriel and Pero. Because so there are four checks in the game that are locked by bottle without Fire Sanctuary.
Yes, yeah.
And so you don't know what that means. It could mean that that bottle is locked behind another bottle in one of those checks. Until you get the Emerald Tablet, you're gonna probably do the fast bottle locked thing.
That was a very clean Elden Out of Bounds by Jim, by the way.
Yeah. So the way that tricks works is essentially you run up the wall, and the collision from the Boko, the pushback, pushes you up the wall to let you run out of bounds.
Yeah, he hits you up in a specific spot, and it's very feel based. Sometimes you can get bad RNG and it can not work out, but it is definitely a consistent trick. And in a situation like this, it's very worth learning because it saves like 30 seconds.
There's a bow.
Okay.
Oh.
Put it this way. This trick right now saves more time than Peg's RBM can in some cases. There will be cases where Peg's RBM only saves like 15 seconds or something, so...
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, seems like he got bad Boko RNG or struggled with it a little bit. Oh, and he got the Battle Cry as well. But he has a shield, so he can try it if he gets bad RNG again. And he got the Battle Cry again? Wow, that's really, really bad RNG.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to take damage because
the Battle Cry again? Oh my gosh, this is such bad luck. Wow.
Yeah, it is a tough trick. It is not one that I have ever bothered trying to learn, because once you failed a couple of times, you are not saving time.
Yeah. Could always, oh, by Battle Cry I mean like the Bokoblin kind of roars for a little bit. He like kind of screams and then waits to attack, which is considered bad RNG for this trick since it messes up your timing.
And what was that hit?
Fledge's Crystals.
Was dead?
Yeah, it was some sort of rupee.
Nice.
Yeah, one thing that not a lot of people know that I was told is that there is a stool by Earth Temple that you can sit on to just infinitely retry that trick.
Yes.
So that is nice, at least. Feels like natural balancing.
Yeah. So we're going to see a pretty conventional sky loop here from Jim, although he is going to have to drink the pumpkin soup. That is our
that's
second
no big deal.
Crystal.
Well,
he might not have to. We'll see what's here.
Yeah. It's good that we got both copies over immediately. Yeah.
I don't know. I think you'd be happy with the second copy of Fledge's Crystals being somewhere you don't go to.
Yeah. At the same time, though, one runner might go to an out-of-the-way Gossip Stone in hopes of getting information that the other one might not, so you never know.
That is true.
Yeah, this looks like him going for Oriel's Crystals. And that tornado spawn there is really
he's getting
bad.
the hint here. I'm wondering if he's going to get Oriel's Crystals.
Yeah, he's getting spores.
Yeah, and I think this makes sense.
And
Elden's Volcano to
Gust
Moldaroth. Yeah, that has to be the Gust Bellows.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be something else, but it's probably the Gust Bellows.
Yeah. So yeah, Jim is gonna do Oriel and Power then. because we cannot deduce that this is going to be dead. For all we know, this could have Emerald Tablet or Bomb Bag.
Exactly. This is the thing about the required, not required hint is it can be really powerful, but there's still some ambiguity.
There you go.
And that now tells us why that bottle on the Farron Lower Bumble Rock is not required, is because it is hard locked.
Okay.
Behind a bottle. Oof. Yell. Struggling there too.
That tornado spawn by the volcanic island is evil, because I believe it's consistent from that angle too. So you kind of have to approach it at a different angle to avoid it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim going to...
Amber Tablet was in Magma Turf. Was it not? Not in Elden Volcano?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so the Amber Tablet can't be the path item. Since for purposes of hints, Magma Turf is separate.
Yeah.
Region.
Since Jim has he has a better projectile for the bell now. This upper Skyloft route is probably the most standard one. We're just gonna work our way down.
Because you will probably you'll probably also use Beetle's Shop to progress one Beatrice conversation here. I feel like that's pretty common when you have a projectile first thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, Gymnast also hunting some money. This is not a seed where money is especially tight, but you do want to check Beetle's Shop, and there are seeds where Beetle's Shop is super hard required, so... in this case, it's not going to be a hard bottleneck right away. But the game, at this point, expects them to be able to get... Well, with the items they have now, they're expected to be able to get everything, as long as they have wallets. Because they have access to the Thrilldigger Cave.
I think that bow was on one of the dig spots, though, so I still think it's...
Oh, yeah. Good call.
Though, your tracker will consider it in logic. Because how would your tracker know?
Well, the tracker could be programmed to know, and then there'd be debate about whether that is something we want in the randomizer. There are trackers that do that for Ocarina of Time, and they are not permitted to be used during races. Anyway.
Well, yeah, but for the purposes of this race, the tracker will show it as in logic when it's actually not. Because it was locked by something out of logic.
That is a big move. So, Skyloft Village is the area kind of across the river.
Claw shots.
You're just going to pick up these claw shots here.
Oh,
you have to.
Lord.
Yeah, so Upper Skyloft is the Knight Academy and the statue. Central Skyloft is the central area plus the waterfall cave. Skyloft Village is basically across the bridge. It's where Retro's house is. They're considered separate hint regions because otherwise Skyloft would have a lot of
Stone of Trials early again.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
We're going to see a very early Bird's Nest, too. Because they have Gust Bellows and Claw Shots.
This might push them to do forwards Waterfall Cave, depending on how they route it.
Yeah, I mean, with scale, too.
Yeah. Did just see the equal power of not required hints, potentially also meaning that something has something really important, as well as it having nothing.
Yeah, I mean...
The duality of not required.
Yeah, I mean, what that hint is telling us now is actually... We have no idea whether the other two bottle-locked checks haven't... Well, we know Fledge's crystals. There's one bottle-lock check now, which is a sometimes hint. It's Ballad of the Goddess.
Oh yeah, right, there are five bottle lock checks. Yeah. So
4.
Ballad, now Jim can go into Thunderhead at any time if he wants that hint stone.
Yeah.
So that's an option for him. I don't
Jim
imagine that he
might
will
actually
anytime
reverse
soon.
Waterfall Cave into the bird's nest in that hint. I don't know if it's faster.
I don't think it is, since I think Waterfall Cave, the main reason why it saves time is if both chests are not pinging.
Yeah.
So that you can just exit.
Yeah.
But
Yal is safe scumming, I think. Like, I'm 100% sure he is going to get the claw shots, but I don't think there's been anything useful yet.
yeah, safe scumming isn't a bad move, since all of this is in logic. Yeah.
Okay, so
crystals.
there are crystals on 100 and crystals on the third 100. Gonna just put a pin in this. Betrow 30 is in logic now. Nobody's gonna do it. But just,
Was that a different crystal pack on 1000 as well?
yes.
Okay.
That one is not in logic. But that does mean wallets are all going to be possibly required. At a minimum.
Yeah, as long as Betrow isn't unhinted Baron, which pretty sure Betrow will have something possibly required the seed. It would be very crazy for him to not with these Barons.
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah, since it's a 6-check region, and the highest check region we got in our Barons was 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I saw Lanayru mining facility in that.
That
thing?
was Skipper Shack.
Ah, it was Skipper's Shack, okay.
I think Jim is going to go potentially do the second Beatrice conversation. No, he's just going to turn in Colin's letter, get Pippin's crystals.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, and do Zelda's closet.
Oh, it's because he can combine it. Okay. Yeah, now this makes more sense. Especially since we don't have a beetle for Farron, and we don't, well, we have a decent item combo for our pillar regions, but...
Yeah, I would say actually
more
for Farron, you're probably going to want to go Farron here. Because, while there are a couple things you can't get, you can do a lot of it now. You can do all of Lake Floria, except for
I agree.
all but one thing in Lake Floria.
You can peek every single beetle lock check in Farron right now, because we have the claw shots to peek the one in Floria, we can peek the ones in Great Tree and the Hollow Tree Branch and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything that we can't get in Farron, we can basically peek, for most things, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I think Jim just grabbing this crystals because he wants to reset time of day for Beatrice. And getting these 3 crystals, if you're doing it, like, it makes a lot of sense routing-wise to do it this way.
Yeah.
And
if you didn't
Val is
get
going to check Petro.
Okay.
Which
Fair
I
enough.
like, only because we have seen enough seeds with early Petro when you have a lot of crystals to have something.
Yeah, if you don't get the sleep at Beadle's or Rinner's house, then this is a nice extra way of routing it in. If you miss those. Yeah. I feel like it's honestly a coin flip if bat 5 and 10 have something good at this point.
Yeah. And it's
And
nothing.
we lost the coin flip.
Technically, that bow is maybe our logical access to the other bow.
This is true. Yeah,
so, like, logically...
That bow is definitely possibly required. Jim getting a wallet. Yal making a mistake that I have made like 34 times.
Oh yeah, running off. So easy to do.
I have to like take an extra second to target that ladder just to make sure now. Because I just don't trust myself.
Oh,
Same thing with the post to sparring hall. But yeah.
I don't do the post to sparring hall because I've fallen off too many times.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Jim got some money, so he is actually gonna clear most of Beetle Shop.
Yeah, he's gonna get his crystals on the final 300 check.
Maybe. I don't know if he will.
On the final 100 check. Well, I feel like...
Well,
I don't know.
I think he might buy the 50 instead.
Oh, right, because it's a choice between that and 50. Yeah. Never mind.
Because he's going to want to peek what's on the 1,000, potentially.
Yeah.
But he might just decide not to, because it's not
definitely possibly required. Yeah, that's super fair, Robo. I wouldn't expect you to. Yeah, it just came up in the conversation. Yeah, that's very funny wording. Definitely possibly required.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim is 100% not going to do 10 loose crystals here. And the reason why is without a beetle, 10 loose crystals is a nightmare.
And also because he has, 2 surface regions open to him.
Yeah.
With very good items for them.
Yep.
Not everything.
I bet we have a sealed ground start because sealed ground is dead.
Oh look, you were right.
Well, I was actually expecting spiral. So yeah.
I like the spiral statue start because I get to hear my sealed grounds custom music, and that's the only reason why I like it. Okay. We're probably about to get a Triforce of Courage. If not, then we can very much narrow it down. Yeah, I like this Farron play from Jim, since we can just peek most of the things that we can't get.
Yeah.
One of the Spiral Charge rocks was pinging, looks like.
Yeah, I don't know if Jim doused it or not.
Oh, that is Spiral Charge.
Whereas Ballad of the Goddess was... Where was that on
Jim
Oriel?
was in Central, like, when he got that.
Yeah, I want to say it was on Oriel or Pero.
I remember talking about that when Jim was outside Rinna's house.
Yeah.
Might have been Rinna? I don't know.
No, Yal does have it. I think it just wasn't marked on the tracker. Which it is now. Our trackers do a wonderful job. It is harder than...
It's harder than it looks.
Yeah. Jim, maybe grab that statue.
Trying to peek this. Looks like a golden skull.
Could be a beetle.
I'm watching in 360p. I can't peek anything.
It was golden, but I don't know what it was.
I thought you were mentioning yourself there for a minute.
No, I was talking about the color.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not an egomaniac like that.
That was
if you think I am, don't. Yal is gonna jump down to get the spiral charge, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a nice way of getting it. I forget to do this quite a lot.
I don't know that it's actually much faster than the rope, but...
If you start in Great Tree, which is pretty common, it's a great way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, just ropes in this game. Whether you're swinging on them, walking on them, they're terrible.
I think... I have this thing where I think that the Skyview ropes, it's not about that ropes in the game are bad, it's just that the placement of the ropes is bad. I just think they got placed in a really awkward manner in Skyview. But I like the rope physics in this game. It's okay. It could be better, but it's all right. Ooh,
That is a
Brig,
huge hint.
Brig with a not required small key is my favorite hint ever. That is a great hint to get. And we got Cave's key.
That is, of the sometimes hints you could get, that is the best one you can get. Because that marks 3 checks dead.
Literally saves you
it
4
lets
minutes.
you zoom through Sandship.
Yeah.
Because both small key doors in Sandship require 2 small keys. So the checks behind both of them are not required. And then the Brig is a kind of slow check to get to with the puzzle. So
since the small key doors don't lock each other, the rando has to assume that you can do a stupid and soft lock yourself out of getting one. Oh, Yao setting up 50B without the slingshot.
Unfortunately does not get it.
That was impressive, though.
That is Dead Elden Trial.
I could never. Dead Elden Trial? You love to see it?
I think we're going to just see a forwards Lake Floria here because it makes a lot of sense to go into Cistern. Ooh.
Yeah. With Cistern, I pretty much always go forwards Floria.
Yeah, and with the scale, you can clear about half the checks, even without the whip.
Dipping with Cistern, even if it ends up not working like as well as you'd hope it to, doesn't lose you that much time. So it's typically a very good play. There are times when it won't work out as much as others, but
the checks you can get without whip are so quick.
Yeah, there are way worse mistakes you can make.
I would actually go so far as to say it is never a mistake to go into Cistern with just the scale and no whip.
Well, there are situations you can create for everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically 90%
from a decision-making perspective, it usually makes sense.
Yeah, 90% of the time, it'll pay off. Or be a good decision.
That is fair. It is probably a mistake if you're in go mode.
There's Pharax though, but why?
Of course, if you're in go mode, you'd have the whip, so you wouldn't be entering Cistern without the whip.
Why are you entering System without the whip when it's not your required dungeon? That might be a mistake.
Yeah.
But yeah. We got Magma Mitts, so
until we start playing EUG off.
Oh yeah.
We're not gonna do that.
We got Magma Mitts, so that pinging chest from the start is in logic.
Yeah. I don't know that you want to do it, but I think it's gonna be in the back of your mind, but you're gonna greed out for a bomb bag. And probably also fire shield earrings.
If it gets to a choice between that and 10 loose, I would probably go for it, honestly.
Oh, yes. That is valid. Jim is also going to be able to peek what's on top of the ledge here. We'll see if he does it. Because with claw shots, you can actually go up.
I imagine he will.
That is... Yeah, chest on top of LMF I think that was an extra wallet, not a progressive.
Yeah. Possibly required. Didn't actually see... Well, that looks heart-shaped to me.
Yeah, I would have gone up basically next to the cube and you actually get the elevation to see it. And if you're having trouble... Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did do that.
Also, if you pull out the bow, you can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there are a couple places in the game where...
We might see that here as well, actually, for these hands. Oh, that's Tim! Yes!
Alright, Jim memeing.
Love to see EUD offer with all shortcuts and unrequired dungeons already opened. That would be amazing if we had the space to do that.
If the rando could be programmed to have dungeon shortcuts, that would be good.
I believe they take up a lot of space though, so it's hard to fit it in.
What the?
Like memory. I don't know for sure though.
I don't know that that's true. I think it's just that nobody has programmed it because it's dungeon shortcuts have been done in the HD version. It just hasn't been ported over. Some of the dungeons.
I don't actually know. I could be very wrong.
Yeah, the logic gets tricky. I know Nindy worked on it, but it was it was kind of a blunt force. My understanding was it was not toggleable, so it was all dungeon shortcuts in every dungeon. But yeah, I know it has been worked on. I know it is possible. Just has not been done. And Jim is going to go for this chest. I think specifically because of your warp, like this is not a bad play.
This is, if you actually take a minute to think about this is not going to lose you that much time if it doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it's a double dip, but you're not going out of your way for the double dip.
All right, and both of our runners got Tim, so this is a valid seed.
Yep.
And that was the chest on the cliff, right?
Well, chest on the cliff was definitely pinging, but I don't know about Bone Bridge, because Bone Bridge is behind that. Jim didn't go into the corner to claw shot that.
Yeah. That's a weird claw shot to get.
Yeah, if you back into like the back left corner, you'll always get it.
Based on what baseball?
Okay.
All right,
so yeah,
so that
it was
dead.
just cliff.
Yeah, and I don't think either of the checks that are bomb locked had anything. I mean, Jim.
Yeah, I don't believe they did.
Yeah. Yep, both runners got Tim. It's a valid seed.
Thrall's Courage, Progressive Wallet, and 2 other items?
Yeah. Possibly required Progressive Wallet.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting one because what that means is there are 2 other possibly required items. It could be a slingshot. Could also be 2 swords. Because they don't need true master swords. Swords are possibly required. So we don't really know.
Could even be a beetle.
Yeah.
Tim is the name for the tumbleweed item.
Yes.
It's kind of a meme.
Tumbleweed of infinite merit. You know, kind of like how if you've watched Wind Waker, they have Trevor, the Rainbow Rupee, Greg in Ocarina of Time Rando. I don't know what the meme items are for the other randos like that. It's a special item that there's only one of in the item pool.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of validation type item.
That's the rattle.
Oh. Yeah. I think
Tim
now we're going to see Jim go to Lineru.
Yeah. I believe Tim is found in vanilla in the chest near Cage Robot.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. It's fun.
It's one of the only blue chests that doesn't have much useful. Most blue chests mean nothing. No, so Jim got Furor's Courage in the Bokoblin base, which the Farron trial has a progressive wallet, which is possibly required, and 2 other items which are at most also possibly required.
Yeah, the 2 other items have to be possibly required because the headline item was possibly required. So it can't be anything above that based on how that works.
So basically what it means, it's not a Triforce It's not a hard required bomb bag. It's not the C chart.
Yeah, it's not whip or anything.
Yeah. I were Jim, I would have thought about grabbing the statue here.
He's probably gonna plan to get the Gorge statue and then Death Warp from mines.
Oh, that command does not work. Let me try this one.
Okay, that's Volcano Summit Digging Dead.
That S3 command has the full document, the settings. Basic gist, 3 required dungeons. They have to get 3 pieces of the Triforce, the Master Sword, which is level 5.
Just want to say, Gorge Digspot has a possibly required beetle, and they can get that right now.
Which I think you get it here.
Which is interesting. Oh yeah, you definitely do. Especially since LMF is in Logic, and you want Hook Beetle for that.
Yeah. Is Jim far ahead? I mean...
They're both in the same area.
This is very close.
They're running along Jim the same path.
Done that Yal has not, but like... This is a... We are 38 minutes in.
They're actually holding hands.
Jim has more items. That doesn't mean he's ahead. I want to be like crystal clear about that. More items does not mean ahead.
Yeah.
Because the items Jim has that Yal does not, one of them is a dead song. One of them is a song that may not be required. So, yes, Jim has done more things. Yal may ultimately do things more efficiently. Like, that is the kind of... The way Rando works is it's not always who checks things first, it's who checks things more efficiently.
Yeah, who checks the most locations the most quickly. And that is the whip.
Yeah, that likely means Ancient Cistern
also
is fully clearable.
Robo brings up a good point that with LMF as a required dungeon, a beetle here being possibly required means you can get 2 different beetles before LMF.
3. 2 others, but 3 total.
Yeah, it means you can get at least 2 other different beetles.
Yeah. Did Yal grab the statue in Desert? And I guess the warp is so close that it probably just made sense to not grab the statue.
He got the Gorge one, and he's entering mine. I think he got the Gorge one. So if
that I know is the first chest.
Yeah,
that is I think. Oh, that's the chest that is Hook Beetle locked.
Yeah, he could just Death Warp from here, but this is actually going to be kind of awkward since, no Hook Beetle, no bombs.
I mean, maybe Hook Beetle is here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Or Bomb Bag.
Could just be Hook Beetle here.
Yeah, this is a chest behind a statue that you cannot break logic to get to.
Yeah, we have Divergence.
Not here.
Yeah, we've got Divergence with Jim going to Sansi, which honestly I quite like, since he can full clear it out of logic.
Yep.
He will have to do the whip trick. And that's C-Chart.
Oh.
Okay, well...
That actually could be quite good for Yal, because he can full clear Sandship now. He probably... He's going to think about doing the reverse mine. I would have at least thought about grabbing the statue, but he probably trusts himself. But, yeah, with these items, Yal can fully clear Sandship. It will be... This is basically the fastest Sandship item combination you have.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better Sandship layout.
Yeah. I don't know how practiced Yal is at the bombless mass skip, but he's actually going to do Desert first.
Oh yeah, true. That might come into play.
Because he also can potentially full clear LMF. That's a little trickier because there's one chest that's hard bomb locked. But with the
Yeah, I
whip,
guess with the whip, you can raise LMF and do it out of logic.
yeah, I don't know if he's going to, but I think he's going to think
So
about it.
he can't do keylocked room, and he wouldn't be able to. No, he wouldn't be able to do anything keylocked. Wouldn't be able to get boss key chest.
That's
No.
the only thing that he can't get, like, out of logic, but it's the only thing he cannot get right now in LMF.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think the keylocked stuff is inaccessible as well, because there are hook beetle things you're meant to use there.
Right, but I'm not sorry. I'm saying logically that's true, but out of logic.
Yeah, I still think out of logic you can't do it, because there are boxes that you need bombs or hook beetle for.
It'll depend on where the small key is.
Well, the boxes are within the small key region, so even if you did like the RBM, you'd still be locked behind it, I think.
Oh yeah, I was not thinking of the box to turn the time. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a box in the keylocked room.
Yeah, that's the one I was not. I was thinking of the other box, and I'm like, no, those don't lock you. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily want to do LMF without.
Yeah. Okay, life tree fruit. I think in this situation, you want to just, even though the dungeon exit mass skip might suck, you probably just want to go for Sandship since it's in logic and full clearable.
Yeah, and I suspect that is what Yao is going to do, but
yeah,
he might want this wallet.
He's going to raise LMF. He's going to do the
I think if you feel good with the whip trick, it makes a lot of sense to just do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be too bad. Basically just a whip into a timed bomb throw.
Yeah, it's a little precise, but not insanely so.
Yeah, timed bomb throws are something that is used in quite a few spots, so I don't doubt that Yal is used to them.
Two chests here in Pirates.
Yeah, this is true. We never really see anyone go through the like the minecart escort in the middle of LMF unless you get a really specific layout. LMF is quite an interesting dungeon. Yeah. I have learned to like it, honestly. I used to dislike it, but I quite like LMF now, honestly. It's pretty cool. Just an extra wallet.
I think Yal is going to death warp out of here. Or no, the third chest had something too. Okay.
Okay, Yal's just going to go for LMF. Interesting.
I don't necessarily hate this. Like... It's going to depend on where the items are, right? Like, whether this is a good play depends entirely on whether you need the bomb bag.
Yeah, I just think when you know that you can full clear Sandship, I think I'd just go for it. Especially with a full clearable Sandsea out of logic as well. Like, that's a guaranteed full clear as long as you know the whip trick and the pirate stuff.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, and that's Jim getting Hook Beetle too, so that makes things even worse for Yal there. If the ping layout is bad.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to depend so much on where items are in LMF. Like, doing LMF out of logic is such a situational thing.
Yeah, I definitely think... Oh, go ahead.
There's nothing small key locked at all.
Oh, did he just ping the small key lock stuff?
Yep, he pinged the right side. There was no pings.
Dang. Yeah, that's Jim getting his sword.
Yeah. I mean, Alka, that is true, although LMF is currently out of logic right now. But yeah, this...
Well, you don't know that you can clear the key-locked stuff without Hook Beetle or bombs.
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit awkward.
Again, if there's nothing on the vanilla boss key chest, Yal is feeling mostly good, although there is one other chest that he cannot get right now.
Yeah, this layout is looking good so far.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a risk either way.
That's random, right? Like, it's always a risk.
Well, yeah.
But certainly in Jim's shoes, having the Hook Beetle is going to be a nice thing for him. He's going to probably do all of mine.
Yeah, this is gonna definitely work out better for Jim here. He can do all of mine in one go, and he can get C-Chart here. And then, if he chooses to do LMF out of logic, he has Hook Beetle for it. And we know that doesn't matter anymore, but Jim doesn't know that,
we don't know that yet, actually. That's the thing. There's still one chest where that Hook Beetle could be really important.
Wait, which one?
The chest in the main room that you need either Hook Beetle or
yeah.
Bomb Bag.
Yeah.
Or you need the small key, but again, because there's no RBM to blow up those boxes, I don't think.
So yeah. Yeah, no RBM that I can immediately think of or have heard of before. Yeah, doing that Scout Strike and the roll. I really like that strat.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that chest or the other one. And I didn't actually check if Jim got the Ancient Harbor statue, but I'm assuming he did.
He got the Skipper's one, so he's okay.
Yeah.
I saw him go and get the Skipper's one. Because I think he forgot the main one, maybe. Oh,
okay. Well,
wow. Well, Yao's gonna be really happy.
Is locked behind the Hook Beetle. Just not like a huge thing, but logically, you are expected to use the Hook Beetle to get into LMF.
Well, Yal is going to be really happy about that because not only his play paid off,
wow,
but he can do Sandship with the normal mass skip if it comes to that.
I mean, I think it's going to play out well for Jim, but like doing it out of logic LMF does not always pay off. In this case, the bomb
it was risky.
It
was a risky play.
Yeah.
But it paid off.
That said, I don't know like how much time he's necessarily gaining on Jim per se.
I don't really think that puts him ahead or anything. I just think it removes the risk of him being behind.
Alka, Hook Beetle is required to raise LMF. Logically. Because you need a way to get the bomb up. So again, not necessarily important for anything else, but just a kind of...
Does that break slide faster?
I was just pointing out, like, logically speaking, that bomb bag is locked behind LMF. Or behind Hook Beetle. But also, that bomb bag placement meant that if something had been in the small key room, locked behind Hook Beetle, he could get it. Like,
yeah.
Bomb bag in LMF in general is just a really nice item.
Yeah.
Beetle's
I would rather do LMF with bomb bag and no Hook Beetle than Hook Beetle no bomb bag.
100%.
100%. Yeah.
I would not want to do it with no Beetle at all, though. Yeah, I mean, we are like kind of as Alka says, we have all the items to beat all of our dungeons at this point. We know where they are. Yal technically has everything he needs to beat all of his dungeons. His cistern, he's got claw shots, whip. So now we're just kind of in like overworld land where we're
almost
gonna have Triforces and Swords in overworld region somewhere.
Yeah. Almost all of the seed is open right now. This is very much a casino situation of just, well, you're in a huge casino, you might as well just do the most check dense things.
Yeah, I mean, there's what
And
do
dungeons.
we not have?
Oh, Yal doing the bomb strat from there, like in HD, and gets it, which is very nice.
Yeah. Like,
don't usually see the bomb.
The only regions that are not open right now are Silent Realms and
like
Volcano Summit and Upper Boko Base. I do appreciate this game runs really, really well, except when the time shift zones are activating in Linear Desert, where it just gets really laggy.
Yeah. Link's unsure where to put his left foot there.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing here, I don't remember if there's anything in Fire Node. Without bombs, you can't clear it, but Jim will potentially take a peek. And
yeah, we're gonna death warp back. It's a very, very good thing to do if you're ever here. A death warp is pretty much always faster.
Yeah, as long as you've got bombs. Although I think there's an electric chew as well, somewhere around there that you can grab and it'll kill you.
Yeah, I want to say there is, but I don't know.
Yeah. So we got a very kind LMF layout and a very kind Sandship layout. With Brig having the unrequired small key.
This feels very execution based at this point. Since the runners are they're gonna be able to plan ahead in the seed for quite a while. They have a lot of dungeon stuff accessible. They have a lot of overworld stuff accessible. There's not a lot of awkward dips anymore. Also, Jim doing this hook beetle trick. Interesting.
I mean, makes a lot of sense. Just with claw shots, especially doing this out of logic is not so bad. Meanwhile, Yal using the claw shots to stun the eyes. This makes this fight a lot faster. If you're really good, you can get 3 hits on each eye. You usually only go for 2.
Yeah, it's like swing, 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 and there are a certain amount of hits you want to hit each eye for to make sure that you get the smaller eye in 2 cycles and the bigger eye in 3 cycles. And that's the fastest way to do it.
That is a really clean fast
hook beetle passageway. Yeah.
As Exo points out, the 3rd hit makes the eye close, so you don't want to do the 3rd hit right away. But getting the 3rd hit is also a little precise. But yeah, one of the claws is 5 hits, one of them is 7 hits.
It's a rhythm.
Yeah.
That you get into.
And basically the stun lets you get 2 hits each time. So you can do the right claw in 2 cycles with a 2 and a 3, left claw in 3 cycles, 2, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Or 3-3-1 if you're feeling fancy. I guess.
But that's slower. But yes.
Is it?
Because the eye's going to close after the 3rd hit. Yeah. Yeah, so we're about to kind of see them retrace each other's paths. Although Yal Probably will just do Sandchip before he does the rest of Sansi, because there's nothing he's going to get in Sansi that will make Sandchip faster. And I think you can do both your dungeons this early. You're not going to go mode either dungeon.
Yeah.
Like, you could, but it's kind of a risky play. Especially because go mode Sandchip at this point almost certainly means clearing the full dungeon. The full scope of the dungeon that we know.
We cannot tell who is ahead, because they have kind of diverged at certain points and cleared different areas. I wouldn't say there's a clear answer.
I don't think either one is really... I don't think we can say either runner is ahead at this point, because... So, we're at the point... Gymnast is going to get his bomb bag here in LMF. The runners have, at this point, every item to clear both of their dungeons. There is a Triforce in Sansi that Yal is going to get that Jim does not have yet.
And there's still one Triforce at large, right?
There's still one Triforce, and they're saying we are still missing 2 swords. One of the swords was also in Sansi, I believe, that Jim has and Yal does not. So we're missing...
It was above Magma Turf.
Oh, right, yes. Yal will go back for that. They've taken slightly different paths, but they're basically going to converge around the same point. So Jim is going to do LMF here. Yal is getting the bomb-locked things in Desert before going over to Sansi and Sanchip. They're probably going to clear... They're probably going to be pretty even when they've both cleared Sanchip and cleared Sansi. Like, Yal will probably have cleared Sanchip before Jim, but then has to do everything in Sansi. You know, maybe Yal is going to be able to clear Boko base faster. Like, he probably will warp to start and clear it fully because he's got the items. But they are effectively tied. It is a very tight race at this point, which is kind of what you'd expect from these two.
Yeah, it gets to the point where that mistake Yal made with Elden out of bounds that lost him, like, 45 seconds could be the decider of the race, even.
Yeah. On the other hand, you know, Yal, because he did LMF and got the bomb bag, he is clearing Desert maybe marginally faster, but not a huge amount.
Oh yeah, did he do this before touching Desert? Did he do LMF before, like, touching the rest of Desert?
Well, he didn't have Hook Beetle, so he couldn't do this out of logic. But he did check Fire Node. I think he didn't check Lightning Node.
You're just talking about this check. Okay.
Yeah, like, he's clearing these checks right now. Jim had to use the Hook Beetle strat to get the secret passageway. That's a little time loss. It's not, you know, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, something like that.
I think it's a bit more. The Hook Beetle takes a while to get there.
Yeah, you know, this is going to be a race where the execution is really tight and potentially, like, this is a casino. Yeah. I think we can fairly label this a casino.
The small decisions will matter now rather than the big ones.
Yeah. What checks they decide to clear at what times are going to matter. You know, this could be a seed where going to Patro without 50 crystals could end up being the race decider. I understand where you're coming from, Alka, but I just mean it, like, there is a lot of seed left with only a few items that they're missing. You know, Yal, and this includes stuff that is small key locked that he can't get. There are 84 locations remaining. He has access to 56.
That's very high.
That is a very high percentage. I think Yal got this hint, but I think he just wants this wallet just in case he needs it for crystals.
This looks so annoying.
Yeah, like, it is true that their dungeons could have all the required items, and so we are going to see the runners rush the dungeons. like the place to go after you finish Sandship and Sandsea is you book it to Lake Floria and clear Ancient Cistern. And those are the most check dense places to go. They are where you're going to go. But, you know, we still have 2 Silent Realms that we have no idea what's in them. A lot of Patrol left.
Nice roll in that cutscene from Jim.
Like, this could be a really fast seed. Especially with the Sandship layout being really nice. But we don't know yet. We do know Yal 100% does have to go clear Sandsea. Because Sandsea did have, I think, a Triforce. Yal is also going to do the backwards mine entry here.
I hope he gets it.
He was practicing this before the race, the first race that we had to abort because of
Game 0.
Yeah. I would say game 1.5 because technically.
Game 0.5.
Yeah.
No, okay, but yeah.
Oh, I forgot this chest by the caged robot also pinged.
Oh yeah, party wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, we know where one of the swords is. It's above Magma Turf for Yal. We don't know if Fire Shield Earrings are going to lock anything. That's kind of one of the bigger mysteries of the seed. It theoretically could be in a barren location with these barren hints.
Yeah, I forget that that's a thing now. I forget that Fire Shield Earrings can be in barren locations now. I remember when they couldn't be. Because changes to logic had to be made for that to be possible.
Yeah. Because Overworld Traversal had to be removed from the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And Yal gets it. Let's go. He places it. He placed it on the side and spin attacked it from the right. So that's interesting. But yeah,
that is a really hard trick to do. I'm just gonna it is really precise. Everything you have to do to get it. So
Yal did it the harder way. Yal did it the way that is often seen as harder, since there is a way to do it with a death warp where you can explode the bomb at any time, and as long as it damages you, you got it. Yeah, that is very hard. It's hard to find a way to do it that consistently works. I definitely think this is going to be the sort of seed where we clear a lot of checks very quickly, but we end up being a little bit more on the full clear side. I think the seed is going to be fast, though. This feels like a sub 2 kind of seed.
Oh, this is a sub 2 seed, 100%. Unless there's a really bad trial chain. Oh.
But they could always full clear it. So.
Yeah.
Looks like Jim not preparing for the death warp, so he will lose a little bit of time over Yal here. Yal, I don't think that bomb throw is possible.
It might be. No, it's not.
It doesn't look close, to be honest.
Yeah, so he mispinged that. What was on that? Do we remember what was on that check?
Wait, what did he misping?
The chest in the time shift by the first time shift stone.
I don't think that was pinging. Was it not?
Was he just trying to go through to exit? It was. I thought there was. He pinged, and I thought there was something there. But now I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not 100% sure either.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. Could have it definitely could have been. Yeah, so Jim's gonna do Molderek with the same fast strats that Yao was using, except with Slingshot this time.
Yeah, I don't know which is faster.
I
feel like Slingshot's easier to aim.
Yeah, I feel like it's easier with Slingshot, maybe a tiny bit faster, but they're basically the same.
Yeah.
I think of them interchangeably.
Really I mean, these are both really clean multi-acts.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Okay, Xdo, who is much smarter about speedrunning things, says you have to wait for multi-act to get to the back of the arena. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it's just if you feel better aiming with one. Although, honestly, that doesn't mean much either.
Yeah, Slingshot can be a bit nicer, but basically interchangeable. Yeah, so Yao's gonna get his longsword here.
Yeah, and then I think he's gonna book it back to Lineru. Jim is probably gonna go do the rest of Desert and then go back to Sandship. I would guess.
I could see them go Farron as well. It's got less.
Yeah, Yao might go
checks,
Farron here because
they very much could.
In Yao's position, he can clear everything in Farron.
Well, never mind. It has more checks plus a harp-shaped object in Lake Floria that was peaked, so it's definitely more check dense than Sandship. Yeah, and he's going there. I agree with this.
Because you can douse a lot of things in Cistern, makes sense.
It's just very check dense in general. Like, you're much happier about... Well, it depends on... They're probably going to have to full clear Sandship anyway, but... You know, this is very nice check density. And this is exactly what you want at this stage. Just full clearing an area that's very check dense.
Yeah, I mean, the things that are not doable are pretty limited right now. It really comes down to, like, Silent Realms. Zelda's... Well, Field Grounds is dead, so it's not Zelda's Blessing. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Jim is going back here. Yeah, although, besides Silent Realms, there's not a ton of heart-blocked things because Sealed Grounds...
Yeah, I guess it's just item from Colin.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Beatrice yet.
Yeah. So Yao doing a fun trick here, a vine clip. Essentially, if you clip with the claw shots at the right point on vines, you'll clip out of bounds. I assume it's kind of like a vertex where you're... But I don't know the mechanics of it. There are a few places where you can do this trick. I think Yao probably... Well, no, Yao might have to do the Bokoblin anyway. Because I think there was a chest... I don't remember which of the two basement chests had something.
I want to say... Actually, I don't know.
I don't know if it was the small key room or the boss key. But he's kind of trying to... He's trying to suss out where the second small key is, I think.
Yeah, I feel like if the boss key chest is pinging, and I'm in this sort of situation, I will just go for Bokoblin, because then I might be able to deduce that boss key is nothing.
Yeah, it's not like Sister and Clip. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's actually kind of tricky, and if you're not perfect, it can be a little slow.
Yeah, the faster you do System Clip, the harder it gets. Basically. If you try to sprint the whole way, it becomes really hard. Yeah. That is White Sword. That's very nice.
So, that is the boss key chest, which has the second small key. which Yal knows he can skip it. Will not have to do Cistern Clip.
As long as that's the one that was pinging.
Trying to take a bow shot from this Boko.
Oh, and he stays in the water because the animation of dying is faster.
Yeah.
That's smart.
No, from where Yal doused, that 100% was the vanilla boss key chest.
Oh, okay.
Because where he doused, you can... I have learned this in the HD randomizer, that you can actually peek the boss key chest through there.
Yeah.
The HD randomizer has chest type matches contents rather than dousing, and so knowing where you can peek chests is very useful.
Yeah, so Jim's doing the rest of Desert now, which Yal's done. So I could honestly see him going Farron after this as well.
Yeah, I think for Jim, you probably just clear Sandship, because the odds that you're going to be able to skip the treasure room in Sandship are very low to begin with.
I mean, I think...
And since you're in Linearu, I think it makes sense just to minimize flying to go.
I think both decisions make pretty much an equal amount of sense at this point. I don't know if there's a necessarily...
I don't know that there's a better or worse play. I just think where you are, you potentially are never going to have to come back to Linearu again.
Mm-hmm.
And you're missing so many items that full clearing a required dungeon is not a bad play. Because what would Jim be doing? He'd be going to Farron to clear Cistern. He's not exactly saving a ton of time doing one or the other.
The same could be true in reverse. So, yeah. I think both plays make sense.
Yeah. Because I think what we're going to see from Yao... I mean, we're going to see what the harp-shaped object outside of Cistern was, but he is probably just going to go to...
It was a harp-shaped object.
Right. But we don't know what it was, specifically. No. But, like...
Does C-upping into that cutscene save time in Rando?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
I know that saves time in vanilla. That's just a tiny nerdy thing going on in my brain right now. Yeah. Very nice Coloctos. There is a one cycle for the first phase with White Sword, but bombs is easier anyway. So
easier for you.
Just use bombs for that. Well, it's... Yeah, it might be easier for him. So
I didn't see Jim douse, but I assume the Stern had something here.
Yeah, I wasn't looking. Oh, vanilla heart container.
Well, the runners are not going to be doing a lot of bit, so they're not going to hate that.
Yeah, it won't affect things too much.
No. Only if you want to death warp somewhere, which there is a place you will probably death warp this. Like, I think if you're both Jim and Yao will probably death warp out of the treasure room in Sandship.
Maybe. You can also void out on the pistons back to... Oh no, Jim.
He needs to grab some more arrows. That is really easy to do.
Okay, is this the harp? Or is this a trial? Extra wallet possibly required, and 2 more.
That... So you know it doesn't have the Triforce piece.
Now we're getting into territories where a sword being in a trial is pretty
Likely.
decently likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got 4 unknown possibly required items in trials at this point.
Yal got this hint, did he not?
Which one?
The Kikwi Elder Dead?
Oh, is that Seed Bleed? No, it's not.
No.
I think just muscle memory.
Yeah.
I know he likes doing matchy.
The Triforce is probably behind the lower bumble. No. Did they already get the Triforce here?
Oh yeah, Triforce of Courage, Farron Woods.
Yeah.
But Upper Bombable was pinging, so.
But I'm pretty sure we saw Kikwi Elder hinted dead.
I have a tracker.
Oh.
I have a tracker like that, like a personal tracker that I'm using for commentary, and I have Kikwi Elder marked off, so I'm assuming it was hinted dead at some point.
Was that the hint on? Oh, Jim forgot to get the boat. That's unfortunate.
No, I can relate. Man, both runners have...
Yeah, Yal has it dead. I think he just forgot.
Yeah.
It's so easy if you forget to actually mark it. He literally has on his screen Kikwi dead, DED.
Yeah, Kikwi's dead was early. I know that much.
Yeah. But I think he forgot about it.
No, yeah. Both runners are losing time in different ways, and they're kind of meeting in the middle with the time loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's the Triforce. So... Wait, was that a final Triforce?
Yep.
Oh, okay, so...
We are a sword away from no mode.
And harp.
And harp. Yeah.
Wow, okay, I didn't know... I actually forgot when I was talking earlier about Triforces, about the Farron Woods one. So now it makes even more sense that Yal went Farron.
Yeah.
Unknown harp-shaped object, Triforce and Farron, plus...
And I couldn't see what was on top of the Great Tree.
Yeah, me neither. Jim, voiding out off of the boat on purpose so that he can get spawned back down into this room faster. It's a nice little strat. I believe, I first heard about it in Remlets from Raystorm Thunder. Don't know if it was him who discovered it, but it's a very cool strat. Yeah, we could very easily have both swords be in trials.
Yeah, I mean, in that harp, there's just a lot of places the harp could be at this point. I don't know what Jim was trying to do there.
You can do a sailcloth pull.
Oh, okay. I did not know you could side hop out of there.
Me neither, until I saw Yal do it one time, and I was like, oh dang. And then I started doing it. Yal... wait, what are we doing? Upper Skyloft? No... Equipping claw shots and diving towards Eldon. What? What? Oh, is this Bamboo Island?
We never got a Beatrice hint.
Oh, I don't really. He's doing Bamboo Island now. Okay. I guess he just hasn't done this till now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he hadn't done this until now.
Yeah, Beatrice. I mean, if we get a Beatrice hint, it's gonna be in Volcano Summit. Although I actually think our summit hints have to. We've only gotten one path hint, right?
Yes. Yes.
Fire Shield Earrings could just be here on Beatrice. Then.
Was the Thunderhead hintstone checked?
No. So that's one. But one of our path hints, I think, has to be in Volcano Summit. Which doesn't necessarily mean a lot.
Yeah, that will not help the runners, really, at this point. There's nothing out of logic that I think would give them extra information or about, like, path hints.
Yeah, the path hints are useless, so, like, doing any hint is not really going to save time.
Yeah, we got a brig hint saying small key not required. We got a key quiz hint. I think greeting out for a Beatrice hint, I feel like it's not... Yeah, I feel like... Well, I wouldn't say it makes no sense. I just feel like it is not enough for you to want to go that far for it. I'm not going to say it's, like, the worst thing you can do, because it's subjective to a degree, but, yeah. It's not something I would agree with, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, we are... With what we have seen now, unless there is a sword here on the Sandship Heart Container, or...
I could see Harp being here.
Yeah, I mean, we're missing 2 items.
We are running out of accessible
we are
chat in this stream.
Very close to being able to declare a casino.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stuff we have left on Restream. Like, our runners have collectively checked a lot of stuff. One thing that we haven't checked is Betrow. That's kind of about it after Sandship.
This run does not require all 3 bows. The reason Wind Waker does is the bows give you extra arrows, which are hard required, light arrows to beat the seed. Here, the bows only give you more damage, so extra bows don't do any good.
Yeah, we don't need extra bows to beat the game. They're kind of just upgrades that let them do more damage.
Really, there's one and only one place where getting a better bow helps you. It makes the second phase of Coloctos marginally faster, because...
I guess it can kill the Moblin and Great Tree faster or something. But...
Yeah, like, there are a few minor places where the damage increase helps, but it's pretty minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yal...
Because we, Oh, go ahead.
Yal is clearing Sandsea before Sandship, again thinking he wants to be able to go mode the dungeon if possible. We got very fortunate with Skipper's Retreat having nothing.
Yeah. This will mean he'll have to do a bit of backtracking to Sandship, though, which will lose him a bit of time.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to do it through the sky, probably. It'll probably be faster to Death Warp out of Pirate and go to the sky back to...
Well, at that point, is warping to start faster? I don't know.
I don't know either. It might be.
It's close.
Yeah. We're going to see him... This is the most effective weapon to kill Keys in this game, is the whip.
Yeah. He also White Sword doused the pillars, which is very nice if you don't have Quick Beetle.
Yeah, one of them was dead, one of them was not.
Yeah, one of them was a rupee.
But the bow that Jim has is gonna, like, it is a second faster, if that you save. Like, when I say the extra bow matters, it is. It is one extra charge shot.
Yeah, the difference between The difference between Iron Bow and Sacred Bow and Koloktos is at the very end you have to do a charged shot versus an uncharged shot.
Yeah. But also
virtually nothing.
with Sacred Bow, you will still muscle memory and do the charged shot more often than not.
Yeah, exactly. Did Yal just not collect crystals? There's no way that was crystals, right?
No, I think that was a treasure of some kind.
Okay.
Unfortunately, or it was the slingshot. I don't know. It was nothing important. I don't remember what it was, but it was.
Oh,
it
that was a
nothing
slingshot?
important.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Gotcha.
bonked and he just didn't go for it, which he doesn't need the slingshot, so why would he?
It wasn't last seed where he kind of did need it for that item in Skyview.
Yeah, let's not. That was an unfortunate one. All right.
Yeah, that's really hard.
We can now declare casinos on.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mean that in a bad way. I just meant.
Oh yeah.
It was important.
That is 55 crystals for Jim.
Oh wow, we're at 55. What?
Yeah. I don't know if Jim has not been to Petro at all.
Crystals get collected when you're having fun, I guess.
Jim is gonna have to go past Skyloft. I don't know what else he has in Skyloft, but you do wonder when he's gonna go check Petro.
Yeah, I imagine he's just gonna go to and do all of Farron now.
I think so too. He'll do Petro after, but
yeah. So we're really Betro is its own region, separate to Skyloft Village. Yeah. But yeah, we'll really see who's ahead when they meet in the middle after clearing both of their required dungeons.
That is correct, because they will have done all of the same checks, I think, at that point.
Yeah, then we'll be able to really gauge who's ahead.
Yeah, I have this weird feeling that the race is going to come down to which trial has the last sword.
You know what? You might be onto something there.
Or potentially, both trials have different swords.
That would be horrible if only one of them had a sword, because you can't make any, like, estimated guess routing decision. It's just a 50-50.
Oh, it's...
go for one of them.
But also, even if it is one of the two... I mean, even if there's a sword in both, that's really bad, too.
If there's a sword in both, at least it's not 50-50.
Is what are the possibly required items left? Jim has 50. It's not 55 because he didn't get, but Jim has over 50 crystals. He's gotten 10 of the 13 packs. We know where one is. Which is in Beetle's shop. So there's 2 crystal packs. There's some wallets. There's a slingshot. I feel pretty confident that there's a sword in one of the 2 trials.
Yeah, I think it's likely.
And it's
just
Farron trial and Linearu trial, which just is awful. Like, you're gonna do Farron trial first.
Yeah, I guess that's the decision you make. But you do Farron trial first because it's shorter.
But you're gonna wait till you get the heart. And you may clear everything that's not a trial.
Mm-hmm. This is very much a fast full clear. It's very full clearish, yet fast. Check dense full clear. I feel like this is a type of seed that we get in S3.
Yeah, like we were saying, this is a sub 2, but it's gonna depend now so much on how this casino ends.
Yeah, I said it was likely a sub 2. But it's probably, if it is, it's probably in the in the 150s.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Harp Combat 50 Alka, that's pretty terrible, but is entirely possible.
Harp and Betrow is just the most likely thing. It's that or Beatrice, right? I mean, it can't really be anything else at this point. Yal going for dungeon exit mass skip and gets it. Wow.
Nice.
That is really hard. That is really difficult.
Yeah, Jim did not even go for mass skip at all, so...
Oh, I didn't know that Stern wasn't pinging, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, so Yal is saving a little time here in Sandchip.
That's quite a bit of time, honestly.
Yeah, I guess especially with Jim kind of falling.
Yeah, like that's gotta be a good 30 seconds.
Maybe a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus if Yal remembers to do the boat, that's a little time save here as well. I do think Jim may finish Cistern before Yal finishes Sandchip still, because the boss fight just... Like, Jim is going to finish before Yal. So I do think Jim is marginally ahead at this point.
Yeah, we'll see by how much soon.
Yeah.
But that execution has been pretty even.
Yeah. No, I mean, both very clean with some like very minor mistakes here or there.
Yeah, they both made mistakes, but they both kind of equaled each other out with those mistakes. So, other than that, it's been very similar.
Yeah.
I think Yal has more stuff to do before Betrow and Beatrice than Jim. Just looking at how many locations he has remaining right now.
Yeah, I don't know how many locations Jim has remaining. Jim does not have that part of the check. Yeah, Beetle's crystals.
Oh, did we get Horned Colossus Beetle?
When
did we get that?
Oh, dang. I don't remember, but we did.
I forgot. Oh, and...
Yes, well, no. That was the...
Was it?
Was that the thing at the end of Mines, maybe? They both have it.
Okay. Okay, well, I guess that's an extra check that Harp can be on then.
Yeah. I mean, I think both runners are going to go do things on Skyloft after this.
Yeah, it's more of a... Jim definitely is, because I don't think he has anything else. Yal, it's going to be a question of what he does, because I see orange on Upper Skyloft, meaning he didn't do Pipit's Crystals and Zelda's Closet. So, I think...
No, I think he did. I think what that means is he can't get the check. Like, I think for the same reason, technically, I don't think that the 1,000 check is in Logic right now with the wallets they have.
I'm talking about Upper Skyloft.
Yeah, doesn't orange mean nothing you can do?
Red means nothing you can do by default, I think, and orange means you can do some of it, but not all of it.
Okay, so Yal is now... Yal wants to be able to tackle a skip. So,
you know what? If you're against Jim, I respect that.
Yeah. So Yal is hoping he can skip the Tenless boss fight and save about a minute or so, minute and a half.
It's gonna be less than that since he's gonna have to backtrack, though.
Yeah. The only boss fight you can skip using Back in Time. We'll talk about it when we get there.
Well, you can skip the Girahim 1 fight with Back in Time, but it's very, very slow.
Okay. That's a good point.
Like, ridiculously slow. Like, don't even worry about it. It's never going to come up in these settings ever.
Yeah, so we are... I think the first thing we're going to see Yal do is Betrow. Well, he only has 45.
And he's not going to get the crystals on the Tentacle's heart container.
Oh, no. With the money he has, he's going to be able to get the Beetle 1000 with the Colossus Beetle.
Yeah, so he's going to finish...
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to finish Beatrice.
Yeah.
If Beatrice has a sword, that could be a decider.
Yeah. What he's going to do is he's going to go turn in Beetle's Horned Colossus Beetle. And then get the crystals on 1000 so he doesn't have to do loose crystals.
Yeah, then chain Beatrice into Betro, right?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, if one of them has Fire Shield earrings, that'll be nice because you're going to work to start and check Boko Base and Volcano Summit.
Yeah, this is close.
I mean, the deciding thing is going to be where is the last sword. Oh, he also did not fully check.
Oh, wow.
He never got the 50 either. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't misuse his money. He never checked. Oh.
Yeah, because he just got the claw shots.
That's right. It was crystals on the third 100 item. So he's going to get... He's going to get the 50.
Oh no, that I'm getting Seed Bleed in my head.
Yeah. So
those crystals.
He did save Scum. Well, either way, he's going to get the... He's gonna...
Yeah, he saved Scum those away, so he knows that they were there. But he didn't get them. That's
right.
So now he doesn't
he does know that what was on the 1000.
But he didn't go for Beetle's crystals.
Yeah.
He just orphaned that. Straight up.
Yeah.
I respect it. Betro is 6 checks.
Yeah. The harp and the sword are looming really large, and...
Yeah, I think Jim... I would give an edge to Jim, but I feel like there are several ways Yao could win.
I just feel like we have no idea where the harp is and where the last sword is, and there's a lot of places it could be. Alright, that is an extra wallet on 30.
Oh my gosh, Link did the pose and I got excited. Link did the pose again, and I got
extra
even
wallet,
more excited.
Heart container.
Slingshot. Wait, Jim's gonna get the Mighty Scattershot. Also, this chest is pinging, but Mighty Scattershot's obviously more important.
This could just be the harp.
Yeah. And it is. Okay. Okay.
So Yao is going to do Beatrice into the item from Colin, probably.
Yeah, so Yao... Item from Colin will be even less out of the way for Yao than for Jim. So I imagine... It's hard to say. Best thing for Yao is probably... Oh my gosh, they're literally holding hands! Look at this! They are literally doing the exact same stuff.
Yeah.
I think the best case scenario for Yao is if he does Beatrice and that has a sword.
Yes.
Because I don't think Jim's gonna do Beatrice.
I think you're right. If Beetle's crystals is the sword?
If Beetle's crystals is a sword, then it's very much Jim's race to lose. He'd be ahead by multiple minutes.
I mean, again, like, we are so in the point where it's just like... I think 1 or 2 swords are in Silent Realms.
Earrings on Beatrice. Okay, well, things just got interesting.
Yeah. Yao is going to work to start out of item from Colin for sure. I don't know how much Jim has routed in the Beatrice conversations.
Oh, okay, don't be a sword. Good. Now the race is still interesting.
I just don't remember if Jim has routed in the Beatrice conversations and the Peter conversation.
I don't know if he has. I think this is such an interesting situation too, because there are 2 swords in the pool, and we have so little locations left on Restream.
Yeah, well, and also, so there are 7 wallets. 3 progressive wallets and 4 extra wallets. We have 2 of the extra wallets. 2 of the progressive wallets are hinted. So that leaves 3 wallets as possibly required items. A gratitude crystal pack. No, 2 gratitude crystal packs. So that's 5 possibly required items. And some bottles.
And beetles.
And beetles. So we don't know what is in Farron Trial or Linear Trial. We also have Skyloft Trial that could have something. No, Jim is routing in Beatrice conversations here with the item from Colin.
Okay.
I think he hadn't talked to Peter yet, so he had to do that.
If he's doing that, then I think Jim's in a pretty good position here. I'm not sure what Yal could do to be ahead at this point.
Go into the correct Silent Realm? I mean, genuinely, this is...
Maybe.
I just feel like the question is one in Boko Base or Volcano Summit?
I feel like he's just gonna go to Boko Base Summit.
Yes, they both are after this. For sure.
I think there's a very good chance that a sword is in Boko Base Summit.
There definitely is.
And I think that if there is...
Jim is ahead, if there is.
Jim is ahead by, like, 2 minutes.
I mean, he's ahead a whole Tantalus fight.
He's ahead a whole Tantalus fight, but he's still yet to get his earrings.
True, but I think he's going there now.
He is.
How long does a run usually last? I mean, on these settings, it can be anywhere from, I don't know, like hour and 45 on a really fast seed. Yeah, I think Jim is going to Farron Trial.
They're both going to Farron Trial. That's not good for Yal.
Yeah.
He needs to go to Boko Base Summit in order to make him ahead.
Depends. I think Farron Trial makes a lot of sense here.
Oh, of course it does.
With the hints and the items. Like, for Yal, Boko Base probably makes maybe more sense. But I don't hate this.
Oh yeah, no. Absolutely.
Is Yal gonna do the RBM to get in? Or is he just... Oh no, he's safe scumming so he can reset out. If there's nothing.
Yeah, this is bad for Yal. It's a completely valid choice. Like, I definitely, think this is a good choice, but in order for Yal to win, this is not what he needs to do.
No, but again, this is us sitting here with perfect information.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot fault him a single bit for doing this.
No, this makes so much sense.
Also, he gets harp cancel and Jim doesn't.
Yeah, it's a little time save. Yeah.
Jim checking
hint. So the thing is, they're probably both going to get the reward here too, and route in all of the tiers. In this Silent Realm, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, well, the first time Jim got it, I think he didn't read the hint, which is why he checked it. It is very easy to just hold B and skip hints.
Yeah, it's very easy to just gaslight yourself into thinking that you checked it wrong and just checking on the inventory.
You have to be very careful if you're playing on Robo Jumper's April Fool's fun settings. Or, what Crystal said. Obviously, it's a skill issue.
Obviously. Crystal's always right.
Exactly. I don't know.
Okay,
right, that's one.
I don't know what that was.
That was a seed satchel or a wallet.
Sword.
There's the sword.
Okay.
So
go mode.
Yeah. Jim is 3-4 minutes ahead at this point because Yal has not finished Sandship.
Yeah.
And to be fair, even if Yal had done it, he'd still be ahead. But I mean, I would guess somewhere in the 4 to 5 minute range. I don't know how long Tennis Skip takes and the whole escape, but it's long enough that it's a pretty, especially with having to fly back to Sandship, go in. Yeah, I mean, barring a meltdown from Gymnast, this is his race. Because Yal has to go and do the Tennis Skip RBM, and then do the escape and strike the crest, then come back here. Whereas Jim has finished his dungeons.
Yeah, since their execution was so similar, I think this was mainly down to small routing decisions from Jim that put him ahead. Probably. He didn't have to double dip mine like Yal did. He didn't even finish Beatrice for those earrings. There are a few things that probably added up.
Yeah. So, yes, there is a loser's bracket. So Yal will still have a chance. He will have a 2-week break. Actually, more than that. He's going to have a 3-week break before his next race.
Yeah. And we do not know who he's going to face because it's going to be the winner of the winner of the winner.
Yeah.
Because the loser's bracket has catching up to do.
This is a best 2 out of 3, but this is game 2. There should be the markers. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
the
Gymnast
yellow
won game
rectangles.
1, which was yesterday.
Yeah, there are yellow rectangles next to their streams.
Yeah, I try and pinpoint what did Jim do better than Yal, but it was honestly routing choices that just paid off better for Jim. I don't know that they were. I don't necessarily know that Yal made bad choices. It's just the way Rando is sometimes. A choice that seems smart does not pay off, and someone else makes a different choice that's equally smart. Gymnast is going to win this race, barring a meltdown. He is in the end game at this point. Yal still has to defeat the final boss here in the boss in Sandship to complete the dungeon, and then do all of this. So it's a pretty solid lead.
Jim's PC could explode again. I was thinking that, Crystal, but I wasn't going to say it.
Crystal.
Okay, let's see this hold skip. Very nice.
So, in the settings, why do you need 5 swords? You can set which level sword is required to raise the Gate of Time. In past tournaments, sometimes we have set the True Master Sword, which is the level 6. But we set the Master Sword in this tournament. In our beginners tournament, the Remlets tournament, we had the Master Sword.
Also, just want to mention, the way Yal is doing Tentacle Skip right now is the fastest way of doing it. Bonking that tree, then collecting a rupee with a file that has scale, so that you can swim in this river. It's a nice little optimization. To load in your items and back in time with that rupee.
Yeah, I mean, I think what people are saying in chat is true, is seeds in these settings do not often become almost full clears. And so I think the choices Jim made were maybe a little more efficient for the way the seed turned out. Yao kind of took a few more risks with routing and like flew around the sky a little more. You know, like flying back to Farron instead of clearing Lanayru and going back to Lanayru a couple times. That adds up. Like, that's about a minute of sky traversal.
Yeah. He also double dipped Lanayru mine and did backwards mine.
Yeah, which just because of doing that before he got the bomb bag or the hook beetle, and like, to be fair, was not a bad choice in the moment.
Well, that was close. I thought he almost failed Tensile Skip, but he gets it. Deselected foul 1, but he was already in the text box, so it's fine.
And you know, like, this is still gonna be a pretty close race. It's just like a lot of little things happen to add up over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just kind of the way Rando is.
Yeah, not much to say. I think, yeah, I think similar stuff to you, Golden.
It was a really close race for most of it. They were really tight.
Yeah.
Like, these are two very equally skilled runners, and like pretty much equal skill, equal logic reading, equal execution, and like, if the sword had been in Boko base, Yao might have won the race because Jim might have last location his fire shield earrings.
Yeah. There are ways Yao could have definitely won this, but that's Rando.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are the only people where we can put them in a match and say, these are both previous season winners. This is the only matchup where we could say that.
Yeah, there is a non-zero chance that we see a rematch of this in grand finals. We do not know who Jim will face in the finals. I'm going to say this now. We are going to raid over to game 2 of the other winners bracket semifinals. Please, please, please do not spoil the result of this race when we raid over. Anyway, Jim getting a pretty clean.
Yeah, this is a nice demise fight.
Yep. And that is GG's for Jim.
155. Slightly on the faster side.
10. And they are on a 10-minute stream delay. So I'm going to pull both Jim and Yao in for an interview.
Hello. GG's.
GG.
Hello. GG's.
Hello, GG's. I will continue the echo chain.
No, Echo's not in the voice chat. He's just listening.
Ah, I see.
True.
Yeah. So what are you guys' thoughts on that seed?
Well, first, I'm glad my PC didn't freeze again.
This is true.
I think I had the ability to remember when exactly, but it was like searching for several swords and some Triforces and harp. Nothing in the rest of desert.
Yeah.
And somehow 2 matches in a row I mispinged mines, thinking that it was just the one that I can get backwards, but no. That one near the time shift stone was also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of you had the ability to full clear all your dungeons pretty early, and we were talking, like, I think it was probably a lot of small things that added up that led to the result of this race. Like, you both were really close, doing different things and kind of meeting in the middle at a lot of different parts of this race.
Yeah, I mean, you both got the last sword within 10 seconds of each other.
Yeah,
but I assume he had already completed Sandship.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the difference.
Was there anything on the heart container, or was it literally just Baron blocked by the crystal pack?
It was just the crystal pack.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this came down to a lot of smaller routing decisions, so it was definitely still a pretty close race. And it was exciting to watch.
It was really neck and neck the entire time, and I think we kept saying, like, we are in a casino for the harp and the last sword, and where they are is going to decide things. Like, if it had been Boko based Summit, Yal might have won the race because the earrings were on Beatrice.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't feel like doing Beatrice today. Not really, but
I completely forgot to go to Volcanic Island, or not Bamboo Island. So I was like, between dungeons, I was like considering doing Beatrice, and then I was like, oh wait, I'm stupid. I also definitely had seed bleed from the seed that got canceled. For a while, I thought I was under the assumption that Betrothed 50 was dead, but that was a hint from the last seed.
Oh yeah,
we did not even get to see that hint.
No, I don't think it.
It was
you
got it after we kind of cut the stream on the first race. Yeah. So
I kind of had a tiny bit of seed bleed on commentary at some points from the last seed as well. Yeah, there are definitely ways that I think you could have won this, Yal. There are definitely ways that could have happened, but yeah, that's just kind of how Rando goes.
If I had left immediately after getting the harp, considered now that I'm just looking for swords and Sealed Grounds Baron, I am guaranteed to be safe doing a Tentalus skip. Like, worst case scenario, I delete one of the swords. Do that. Do Fair and Trial because it's fast and near the end of the game. And then if I find the sword there, I just run to the end. I don't think that would have been enough to make the difference, but it would have been closer.
Yeah. Nice G3 stun lock. But yeah. I guess we can also talk about brackets from this point. So Jim is going to face the winner of Oni versus Jasnix, which is currently ongoing. And then Yal gets put into a losers bracket where the winner of Adri versus Space Rock faces against the winner of Cine versus Mario Runner, and then the winner of those two face you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yal is going to have a bit of a layoff, like 3 weeks till his next race.
I will appreciate that. It's kind of busy in the semester right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Jim has now 7 weeks to do the winners finals, so
yeah, we're pretty ahead of schedule.
Yeah, just the way it works out with the double elimination bracket, the rounds take a while.
Yeah, you'll have got ages until next match, and we losers bracket folks are having to do matches still pretty often. We have to catch up.
Nice claw shot demise here by Yal.
Is there any other way? I will be very sad the seed that ends up being you finish without claw shots.
The 0 point, like less than 1%.
I was gonna say that's in the statistics, isn't it?
I mean, claw shots are a path item in 98+% of the seeds.
Something is crazy. It sorts 98 or 99% of the time.
Yeah.
It was something like that. But yeah, GG's to Yal. I don't know if there's anything anyone else wants to say.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun seed. But I played fine most of the time except for Sandship, where I fell off the mast and then forgot to shoot the lifeboat down.
Oh yeah, Sandship, I got to do dungeon exit mast skip. It's like a thing that I occasionally practice on map select, and it finally actually came up.
Yeah, that was cool to see. That's pretty difficult to get down. So yeah,
I think if I had known that there were only 2 treasure room pings there, I probably would have just not bothered with the rest of the dungeon and just come back when I was in go mode.
Oh, did you not have whip going into Sandship the first time?
No, I did, but like knowing that Brig has a small key and it's not required, there being only 2 pings means that those are just a small key and boss key.
Yeah.
So the only thing that of substance that could be in Sandship would be at the end. And by this point, I was already kind of feeling bad about like the Koban out of bounds not working, getting bombs out of logic, but then getting nothing in return. So I was already committed to like hoping Tentaclus skip would be a possibility. So
Nice.
I don't have any other questions, I don't think.
Yeah.
If nobody else has anything else.
Just excited to see how the rest of the bracket plays out from now on, I guess. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Well, then, GG's to both our runners, Gymnast and Yal. Please give them a follow. Thanks to Sledge for commentating with me. And thanks to our trackers, Echo and Baseball the Goat. We're going to go right over to ZSR3 where they have the other winners bracket race. Please do not spoil the results of this race over there. People may want to come back and watch this one. But other than that, have a good rest of your Sunday, everyone, and thank you for watching.
goodbye.